Welcome to What is Islam Academy.
They are like him who kindled a fire, and when it lit up all around him, Allah took away the light of their perception and left them in utter darkness where they can see nothing. They are deaf, they are dumb, they are blind, they will never return to the right way. They have become deaf to hear, dumb to utter, and blind to perceive the truth. Or they are like those who encounter a violent rainstorm from the sky, accompanied by pitch-dark clouds, thunderclaps, and flashes of lightning. On hearing thunderclaps, they thrust their fingers into their ears in fear of death. Allah encompasses these deniers of the truth. By thrusting their fingers into their ears, they temporarily deceive themselves into believing that they can escape the catastrophic end that awaits them. However, they cannot escape that end since God, with all His might, encompasses them. It is as if the lightning would snatch their sight. Whenever it gleams a while for them, they walk a little, and when darkness covers them, they halt. If Allah so willed, He could indeed take away their hearing and their sight. Surely Allah is all-powerful. The first parable refers to those hypocrites who disbelieved completely, but had become Muslims merely, to further their worldly interests. The second parable refers to those who were prone to doubt and hesitation, or whose faith was weak, who believed in the truth, but not to the extent of exposing themselves to hardships for its sake. The violent rainstorm here alludes to Islam, which came to the world as a blessing. Pitch-dark clouds, thunder, and lightning refer to trials, tribulations, and difficulties which confronted the Islamic movement, owing to the violent opposition and resistance of those committed to ignorance. The last part of the parable portrays the state of mind of the hypocrites. They move a little ahead when circumstances seem favorable, but when either difficulties cloud the horizon, or when they are given directives which run counter to their desires or inherited prejudices, they are seized with alarm and come to a halt. Just as God has completely deprived the first category of hypocrites of their light of perception, He could have rendered these other hypocrites totally blind and deaf. But it is not God's way to deprive anyone of sight and hearing, while He is willing to see and hear. Hence, God allowed them to retain their sight and hearing, to the extent they were prepared to see and hear the truth. O mankind, serve your Lord, who has created you as well as those before you. Do so, that you are saved. Even though the message of the Qur'an is addressed to all, benefiting from it depends on one's willingness and on God's succor in relation to that willingness. This is why the Qur'an first explained which kind of people can and which kind of people cannot benefit from the Qur'an. As this has been explained in the foregoing verses, the quintessence of the message to which the Qur'an invites all mankind is now put forth, so that you are saved from false beliefs and unrighteous conduct in this life, and from the punishment of God in the next. It is He who has made the earth a resting place for you, and the sky a canopy, and sent down water from above, wherewith He brought forth fruits for your sustenance. Do not, then, set up rivals to Allah when you know the truth. That is, when man recognizes that all those things were done by none but God, then worship, devotion, and service must be exclusively for Him. For who besides the Creator can legitimately claim these things from man? Not to set up others as rivals to Allah means not to make anyone other than God the object of worship, service, and obedience that one owes to God alone. Later on we shall see, in some detail, how the Qur'an itself specifies the forms of worship and service which we owe exclusively to God, and wherein associating anyone else amounts to shirk, associating others with God in His divinity. This, the Qur'an seeks to eradicate. If you are in any doubt whether it is we who have revealed this book to our servant, then produce just a surah like it, and call all your supporters and seek in it the support of all others save Allah. Accomplish this if you are truthful. Before this, in Makkah, opponents had often been challenged to produce anything of comparable merit if they believed the Qur'an to be the work of a human being. In Medina, the same challenge was reiterated. But if you fail to do this, and you will most certainly fail, then have fear of the fire, whose fuel is men and stones, and which has been prepared for those who deny the truth. This suggests, in a subtle manner, that in the next life, not only will the unbelievers become the fuel of hellfire, but that the same fate will befall the idol stones they worshipped, and before which they had prostrated themselves. They will then know, for sure, how far their idols had any share in Godhead.